Hello everyone. So today I was hit with a pretty big curveball. I was going to release my Dead Space 1 Remake No Damage video today, but I hit a major snag. As you know, over the last few years, there's been ongoing changes to YouTube regarding their ad policy and how it relates to the content in my videos. Because of this, my videos have been getting hit with increasing frequency, which has been dramatically impacting my ad revenue. To keep the viewing experience as intended and to make up for the demonetization moving forward, I'm going to start using Patreon as an avenue for people to be able to watch content early and without any type of restrictions. Sub to my Patreon for $1 and you can see the Dead Space 2 Zealot run that I just delisted, as well as the Dead Space 1 Remake No Damage video I've been working on for the past 10 days, both completely uncut. Delisting the Dead Space 2 video is a temporary thing. I'm going to explain what happened and what I'm going to do about it. When I woke up this morning, I noticed that my Dead Space 2 Zealot No Damage video was hit by the yellow limited ad revenue icon. So I'm thinking, okay, so certain advertisers will just not pay ads on the video, whatever, and YouTube will surely pick up the slack and deliver different ads, right? Well, sure, that's what would normally happen, and usually the revenue loss isn't really significant over time. Except I was also hit with an age restriction on the video. Let me show you the emails I got. So at the time of recording this video, today is February 6th. At 3:51 a.m., I got this email notice that the video was age restricted. Then I sent an appeal explaining that it is footage that occurs as a part of unedited video gameplay according to YouTube's ad policy. Then I received this email in return at 6:48 a.m., which rejects my appeal. So because the appeal was rejected, this means that the Dead Space 2 Zealot No Damage video is now only viewable by people 18 and older, permanently. The turnaround happened so quickly that it's not really hard to see what happened. There was either minimal or no actual human review whatsoever, and I was basically sent an automatic rejection message. If we look at the real-time view count over the past 48 hours, the Dead Space 2 Zealot No Damage video was getting pretty steady numbers. The number fluctuates depending on the time of day that certain viewer demographics are awake or asleep. The highest peaks are around the time that most Americans, which is my primary viewership, would be awake. So this small viewership decline between 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. is part of this expected fluctuation cycle. However, after 4 a.m. here, you can see that the viewership per hour immediately shot down to 200 per hour or less. That coincides to when YouTube sent me the first email around 3:51 a.m. saying that the video was age restricted. I appealed the video around 6 a.m. when I woke up today, then got the rejection email around 7 a.m. I decided to shift the video to unlisted at 9 a.m. To demonstrate the long-term effects of something like this on an individual video, I need to show you guys something. It's a few snippets from my YouTube analytics dashboard to demonstrate the fallout of what happens when a video gets age restricted. This is my demographic. As you can see, the vast majority of my views come from users who identify as males who are above the age of 18, with the largest demographic being in the range of 25 to 34 years old. So technically, this shouldn't affect me much, right? Surely YouTube would deliver videos to this age range of people, right? Wrong. Very wrong. Let me explain. In order for my channel to get views and keep afloat, I need to make videos which gain viewership from people outside of the 219,000 YouTube accounts I currently have subscribed to my channel. I need to make videos of a broad range of games so that when people search these games, they find my no damage videos and they click on them. There are two metrics that play a role in a video getting exposure. One is views and the other is impressions. Impressions are the metric that age restriction affects. Now, let me explain what views and impressions are. When you, the viewer, first see a video, it is recommended to you either in a search or on the sidebar next to the video that you are currently watching, or through autoplay if you have videos just playing passively in the background. Views are a number that goes up when someone clicks a video link and views a video. I have no problem getting people to click on my videos when they show up in searches. on the sidebar, or through my YouTube page. That's fine and dandy. Those themselves are not a problem. The vast majority of them are no damage videos, which is how I get people in the door. You know, hey kid, want to see something cool? I got you. That's what happens when you actually see the video when it shows up, is that you're inclined to click on it. Now, impressions, on the other hand, are a similar metric, but they are counted differently from views. An impression is when a video link is served to a viewer, a prospective viewer. When you see a video in your sidebar or in a search, and a viewer sees it or scrolls over it, regardless of whether they click on it or not, it is considered an impression. Impressions are basically the video thumbnail and the link getting shown to the people who search for them, or when the video gets recommended to someone, and the viewer isn't looking directly on my YouTube channel, directly looking for the video in question. When a video gains impressions, like when that number goes up, it basically means that the video is being served to a viewer market. So here's a fun analogy. Think of it like walking down the aisle of a supermarket and seeing different kinds of breakfast cereals in an aisle. If you don't eat cereal, shut up. It's an analogy, just roll with it. You're going to choose one to eat. Mr. Beast and PewDiePie have a huge pyramid right outside the start of the aisle, and all the big brand name trending cereals like Moist Critical or H3H3, for instance, are shelved at the start of the aisle closer to the front of the supermarket. You have a particular taste for cereal similar to Carci flavored cereal brands, which are further down the aisle because they're less popular. Carci's cereals are for a very specific palate, catering to a very specific demographic, regardless of whether they're good or not. But most people who try them seem to like them. Except one day I sell cereal that is flavored like half-smoked Newport 100s in Old English malt liquor, because I want to sell cereal to that market too, and not just to people who only like speedrun flavored cereal. Unfortunately, the grocery store says that the cereal can't be sold to kids, and on top of that, the grocery store's profit margins can't support advertising it, even though people are completely desensitized to violence in video games. Consequently, now you have to ask for the cereal by name, even though people of all ages walk up and down these aisles, which means that even though kids can't buy it, adults can't see it either unless they are specifically looking for this cereal that tastes like 40s and Newports. So the cereal is no longer advertiser friendly, therefore it gets seen by less people, therefore the video is no longer making views outside of my subscribers who look for the video directly on my channel. How are impressions affected in the long term on a video that is age restricted? I will demonstrate using the analytics from several of my videos that are age restricted and have limited to no monetization. My Resident Evil 2 Remake No Save No Damage videos from 2019, and my Deus Ex Human Revolution No Damage from 2022. For Resident Evil 2 Remake Claire First No Save No Damage, this video got age restricted, and demonetized within 2 months of release. This was during the third adpocalypse around February 2019, and you can see the decline from when it got demonetized right... Yeah, just like it just completely bottoms off. It has the scene at the start of the game that depicts Elliot Edward getting ripped in half. After this steep decline, it didn't gain any more views from the 400,000 that it sits at right now. Now let's zoom it out a bit. Notice how all the other Resident Evil 2 Remake No Save No Damage videos I did shortly after the game's release got significantly more views than this one. The Claire First video was the only video that got both age restricted and completely demonetized. For comparison's sake, its sister video, the Resident Evil 2 Leon First No Save No Damage, which I released a couple of weeks after the Claire video, remains unaffected by any kind of age restriction for years afterwards, even though it has this exact same scene, like it's the uncensored version of the game that was released in the US. It went on to get over 1.5 million views over 4 years. You can see that occasionally, during periods where the game is trending, the other completely unaffected videos are still getting recommended. Impressions translate into clicks, and if YouTube won't serve the impressions, nobody will find the video, let alone click on it. But even if I re-upload, the damage is already done. Some of you might remember that I re-uploaded and updated Leon First Resident Evil 2 Remake No Damage run about around this time last year. That video got age restricted. The original upload of that video got age restricted almost immediately. Then I had to re-upload an edited version. When I re-uploaded this edited version without the Elliot scene, that video was not getting flagged. Nothing happened to it. It will never again gain the same viewer traction because Resident Evil 2 Remake is no longer trending in the same capacity that it was when the game was released. And also because many people already saw the unedited version. But even so, the video is still getting recommended way more than the ones that got age restricted. With the Deus Ex video, same deal. I'm guessing what got it demonetized was the intro FMV showing the graphic surgery of Adam Jensen's full body augmentation, even though the rest of the game had absolutely nothing so graphic. The views went out, suddenly the views stopped gaining, and the impressions are abysmally low afterwards. Suddenly it stops gaining views after around 200,000, and for the last 3 months it didn't really gain very many more views. So that means that the video is not getting recommended or showing up in searches. So to bring it back to the current dilemma, in the case of Dead Space 2, at the start of the game you have the scene with the Infector Necromorph graphically and vigorously shooting its proboscis into the guy's head, followed by an even more graphic, disturbing, and extremely existentially scarring rapid transformation into a necromorph. Soon after that, there's a guy who uses a scalpel to unalive himself as a result of psychosis brought on from the marker. I suspect that's what got the Dead Space 2 video age restricted. If a video is no longer getting recommended, then the only way the video will gain any kind of traffic is if it shows up in my subscribers' subscription feeds, which they have to manually click into and look through since YouTube defaults to the For You page instead of the subscription page. The actual number of viewers from there on will be a smaller number of subscribers on my channel. The number of people who will actually view the video, in fact, according to the metric called click-through rate, averages around 4% of my subscribers. This translates to around 9,000 people actually clicking and viewing the video, not 219,000. So what that means is, even though the video would probably get 9,000 views to start, it wouldn't boost through the YouTube algorithm because the YouTube algorithm would just completely throw the video out the window if it's age restricted. So if it's not getting recommended to anyone, even though people would be watching it, that means that it's not going to get any views. So to sum it all up, as content creation is my full-time job, anything which ruins video impressions absolutely screws over my ad revenue. I'm not in the business of whining about censorship. This is not censorship. This is YouTube choosing not to deliver the video because advertisers don't support their product being placed on something they don't like. That translates directly to me getting less views as a result. You'll do the exact same thing if you choose not to buy something for personal or moral reasons. I'll leave it up to you to fill in the blank on your own analogy that affects how you choose to act based on your own values personally. I don't give a damn. But I'm explaining that this isn't censorship, this is business. For me to edit out graphic violence out of a grand total of maybe 1 minute of cutscenes doesn't actually censor me, nor does it transform any video game I'm trying to demonstrate in any significant manner. The point of my video is the no damage and the strategies, and anyone can view the particular cutscene anywhere else if it really bugs them that much, and they are unable to watch maybe 3 seconds here and there of graphic violence. You come to my channel to watch and learn how to get good at video games, and it is my intention to fulfill that. So, just to reassure you all, I'm not going to be changing what I'm doing. I'll be re-uploading the Dead Space 2 Zealot No Damage video back to YouTube, even though the damage is already done, but I'll be removing the snippets showing extreme graphic violence against human characters in the game. To be on the safe side, I'll be doing this for the Dead Space Remake 1 video, and most other games with graphically violent scenes moving forward. It's important to me to give my viewers the option to see original uncut versions and mitigate potential ad revenue losses, so you'll be seeing early uploads and original versions posted to Patreon. All tiers will have complete access regardless of the amount, so for as little as $1 per month, you'll have access to all of my content. Otherwise, edited content will continue to be posted at a later time to my main channel. As always, I appreciate all the support, and thank you for sticking around through all these adjustments. Bye for now.